Hi Beastie Besties, welcome back to my channel. I think you can all read the title if you're just joining me for the first time. Hi, my name is Angelfish, and today I have a double feature for you because we are talking about, and oh my goodness, I just noticed her box is completely cracked, Wave 3 of Monster High's core dolls. I'm going to just keep calling them Wave 3 because Core Refresh 2 is very wordy and Wave 3 just gets the point across a little bit better. This is the third iteration of the core ghouls, so, I have Frankie and Lagoona here for you. Be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, turn on bell notifications, all that YouTube junk. And without further ado, let's get into it. So, first thing you'll notice, the boxes. Finally different, at least background-wise. Instead of just plain tie-dye, we now have a brick wall with a spiderweb and skelett on it. We have the brand new artwork inserts. The side profile artwork is the exact same as it's been, and of course we have the new backs of the boxes. These are on Amazon currently. I do not know when they are coming to store shelves. I have been assuming post-holiday season. They're very awkward to fit in my filming setup. I don't have a very large setup. I'm so sorry. I will try to post those barcodes later in the community tab. It'll probably be easier if I just photograph them like that. But I, of course, had to get my favorite two. And I know what you're thinking. Angelfish, I thought your favorite two were Draculaura and Lagoona. Yeah, well, once we started getting more pictures of Draculaura in person, listen, and I ended up liking the other ghouls more than Drac, and so these two just had to happen first. Now, since her box is cracked, we're gonna get into Lagoona first. One thing I will note is, wow, they really did not give a fuck about... Oh, also, this is an adult channel for adult collectors. They did not care about how they posed the ghouls in the boxes this time around, because the others all had little fun poses from previous core waves. And this one, it's like, here's your doll, damn. Anyway, I'll cut her out of this off camera. I just realized real quick, they have barcodes on the character art inserts now, so here is Frankie's barcode. These should work in stores. And here is Lagoona's barcode for whenever they get these in. So these are the exact same barcodes as the back of the box. I checked. I like that they're doing that now, because Oasis had that as well, and it made filming so much easier. Alrighty, so for those of you who are new to the channel, it is time for the accessory rundown. Whenever I do an unboxing, I always like to cover the accessories first, and this is no exception. So, first and foremost, we are going to cover her snacks. Lagoona comes with this little wasabi-flavored goldfish crackers, which is a, reference to her original goldfish crackers from the first G3 wave. Except, lime green wasabi flavor. And then she comes with, I believe this is a reused piece from the Monster Fest food truck. This monster coffin corn dog. It's fine. I'm gonna chuck this accessory in my organizer and probably never use it again, just because the rat tail personally makes me uncomfortable for reasons that I'm not even sure of myself. It's weird to look at in a very unflattering way to myself. Like, the other Monster High snacks, cute, kitschy. This one, I don't know, it just looks off. I don't like it. And then, of course, she has this new water bottle mold, which is beautiful. I love how clear it is. Oh my gosh, it's so glossy. It's got kelp going up the sides of it, and this little handle. And of course, the lid comes off in true G3 water bottle fashion. I think this is so pretty. Oh my god. Girl, why couldn't your 2024 doll have come with a cute water bottle too? Then we'd be 3 for 3. Like, that did bother me. I mean, the seltzer was cute, but we had seen that mold before. Speaking of mold we've seen before, but that I don't mind, we have a new lip gloss color. This is her moisturizing lip gloss, according to the back of the box. It is a translucent, sparkly purple. Love, love, love it. And then, of course, speaking of sparkly purple, we have her brand new eye coffin. The eye coffins are back. Lagoona's new phone screen. And let me just bring up her old eye coffin here for a second, because I did bring it with me. So here's her 2022 phone screen, and here is her 2026 phone screen. Printing has gotten much better. First and foremost, if I could stop shaking for like 5 seconds. Oh, goodness gracious. But this is quite the difference. The apps have changed around. It looks like she's got a fishbowl app there now, a shopping app, something with bubbles in it, a little octopus, and the seashell icon that is now associated with her skelette being present in both. And then, of course, her new eye coffin on the back is this octopus, and it is, actually a coffin shape. It is no longer her shell phone, RIP to the shell phone. She got a new provider, she wanted a new case, she upgraded, she's got the new bubble-shaped cameras. This is also a slightly more rubbery material, so do be aware of that. And then it looks like I got my wish, because I think in Monster Fest Lagoona's unboxing video, I mentioned wanting another pair of the seashell sunglasses in a different color, and we got them in blue. So, yeah, either yay me, or I'm so sorry to everybody else, because I think I manifested this into existence. I am joking, of course. I do not have the power to influence these decisions, but it is nice to see these in another color. Of the reused sunglasses molds that we've gotten over G3's time frame, I am glad it's these ones. And then, of course, we have this new purse. This is a fish tank shaped purse. It's got, I think these are, what are these? Are these just like gills or like scales, or it's just ribs? It's not anything interesting. But the handle is like bubbles, so that's cool. And then, we have a fish skeleton. This is much cuter in person. The matte plastic they had it in the stock images made me absolutely hate this bag, but having it here in hand, I actually quite enjoy it. Does it hold up to the jellyfish backpack, though? Well, here's all three. I think it's cute. I think the jellyfish backpack still wins, but it's second place, and the shell is bumped to third. And then, of course, her new pet, Neptuna. Neptuna comes in a new body pose. Her translucent tail fin splayed out like this. She's in more of a stereotypical fish pose. Her dorsal fin and her tail are fused at this one point, so they're molded out of the same plastic, which is weird. Like, they're the same piece sculpting. They overlap there, they touch, and they are permanently fused. I don't get it. And also her pectoral fins are opaque for once, which is disappointing. Womp womp. But she is so cute, and she's very round. And this is the clearest printing that her eyes have ever had. Hello. Mama. Absolutely gorgeous. She's so cute. Oh, my camera is freaking the fuck out. Now, here's a comparison to the first Neptuna. They are proportionally the same. I was worried that she would be a little bit bigger because she physically looked larger than before. I was like, oh no, did they forget how to do similar tooling size? They did not. It was just an optical illusion, but she is cute. Oh wow. Her fin shape seems to get more and more detailed every time they produce her. Like, it's becoming less and less abstract, if that makes sense. She is very pretty. I am so happy to have one that's just like regular fish pose. This will make some photography much easier. Yippee! And of course, it is time for Miss Lagoona herself. Now, first and foremost, my first impressions of this outfit is, I do love it, but Mattel. I yell at you for this every time you produce a skirt. Sewn in panties, please. It would have it sit here at her waist, which would be much more flattering for her. rather than sitting right up here where it is clearly way too bulky. I'm going to have to add those myself because the way that it's sitting, like, oh, that's so odd. No. Like, high-waisted maxi skirt? No, thank you. I'm not paying for that. I mean, I did pay for that, but, like, no one expected it to sit that high up. It's not supposed to, so sewn-in panties, please. I know you can afford it because you gave it to Core Refresh 2024 Draculaura. So, please. Every time, I swear. But this is so pretty in person. Much, much more aesthetically pleasing than the stock images. I love these sleeves. They remind me of a jellyfish, like, color-wise. They have the same, like, ripple effect that has been consistent with all of her outfits from the G3 signature lineup. And, of course, she's got new jewelry this time around. If I can finagle her arm and see what this is. Let me just zoom in for y'all there. So this looks like a simple bangle with puka shells, which is a nice callback to her very first necklace. And while we are in the macro zoom, let's take a look at her face. Now, one thing that you may notice is the new scales from Oasis are back in a slightly different color. They are purple and blue now to match the streaks in her hair rather than blue and pink. So, you know, we are officially 2 for 2 on the much prettier mermaid scales. Love that for them, and I am excited because Fearbook Wave 3 has Lagoona in it, so maybe we'll get a third batch and see what other color she gets. It might just be purple again, but I don't know, maybe they'll change it up every once in a while. That'd be fun. Her eyes, at first glance, do seem absolutely ginormous, but put next to Oasis, they are similar sizing. G3 in general has experienced larger screenings since the first wave. I mean, for starters, here is the very first Lagoona that I unboxed on the channel, and here is 2026's Core Lagoona. As you can see, her face screening, I mean, their eye sizing isn't too different just because Lagoona does generally have larger eyes as a fish monster, but every other character it is much more noticeable on. It's just, you know, first glance, this Lagoona looks like she's got giant eyes, but they are in line with her previous screenings, at least from the past 2 years. And so on and so forth. And then, of course, she's got these cute little fishbone earrings, which remind me of the silver shoes that come with Oasis. And I love this lip color on her. I do wish that her eye makeup had a little bit of shimmer in it, but it hasn't had shimmer in it since Wave 1 for her signature dolls. And then, of course, her hair, you know, it is silky, soft saran, platinum blonde for once. Thank the stars. Y'all know. Y'all know I was sick of the yellow blonde. Sorry, Core 2024 Lagoona. But here's a comparison between the two. I suppose it's not too noticeable on camera, just because my lighting is generally cooler toned. But she is platinum blonde, and she has actually blue streaks in her hair instead of turquoise, and the same usual purple. Now, her hair is styled in a half up, half down, but I don't really want to call this a half up, half down, because this is a very dinky ponytail. Like, I mean, it's cute, but this twist is so interesting. Then, of course, she's got these little this pearl scrunchie, which is nice. This is such an odd way of doing this hairstyle, though, so I'm gonna fix it later, because Lord knows she's asking for it. She's asking for a boil wash. She's asking for some actual proper braids to go into this hairstyle because I know how to do that now. I practiced before this because I knew I was going to need it. Then, of course, her top is oil slick. Now, the sleeves are fused to it. You can see right there. That shouldn't be too hard to remove, though. And, of course, she has this new necklace, which is a fusion of her two previous necklaces. We have puka shells, and then we have the pearls with the seahorse charm, this time in the same iridescent blue-purple as her phone case, which is very nice. It ties into that. It's a lovely color. Very cute. And then, of course, her skirt, her maxi skirt, the controversial maxi skirt. I wish it would sit down here, but it doesn't, because Mattel, for some reason, has forgotten how to do sewn-in panties. Now, this print, I do love. I love the foil print. It is so pretty. It's kind of got a rainbow blue sheen to it in person. On camera, it's more of a silver. You can kind of see the hints of, like, green and yellow in there. But it is very pretty. I do love it. And I like this little tie here. I thought that it was tied into a bow in the stock images, and then it's just hanging down like whatever in person. I might be misremembering, though. Oh, her earrings are getting caught in her hair. Poor thing. And then, of course, she's got, the leg gradient. Welcome back, leg gradient. I knew you wouldn't be gone for very long. I figured the Oasis legs were just for Oasis, but I digress. And then she has these shoes. Silence. She's got like a little black, oh, that came off. I don't know what that is. What is on your shoe, girl? Very rubbery. Very shiny, glossy. Don't match much of anything else in this outfit except for the pink tie for her maxi skirt, and I guess this up here. No, she's pretty cohesive. I have to say, I mean, these are cute sculpt-wise, but because of the color and everything, they are by far my least favorite core Lagoona shoes on the planet. Like, okay. Alrighty, so here's our little fashion progression. I did alter these shorts to be slightly shorter because I did not like the length of them originally, so don't mind that. But other than that, this is just a long-necked G3 Signature Lagoona from a later batch that has the lighter blue forehead scales that we have grown accustomed to and are apparently saying goodbye to, which, I mean, hey, now that we know how good we can have it, I don't know if I'll necessarily miss these, aside from nostalgia, maybe. But looking at all three of them side by side, I think... This is still my favorite, but she is now second favorite, and then she is in third place, just because I prefer the hair. The hair and color palette of this doll does put her above 2024's core doll for me. I know that's controversial for some people, and that's not even recency bias. That's just, if you know me as a person, and I feel like I rant about this at length, full blonde on Lagoona, G3 especially, has to be a specific shade for me to enjoy it, and thankfully, the new one has the specific shade that warrants full enjoyment from me. I love her to bits. So much. So cute. God, that sewn panty is such a necessity. This skirt is rotating like crazy. Not editing this part out because I feel like you need to see it too. Sewn in panties. This is an advocation for them. They should exist. Please use them. They were developed as a technique for a reason. Now, with that out of the way, let's move on to Frankie. Alrighty, now, accessory rundown time for Mix Stein. First and foremost, because that's what I grabbed first, we have this crossbody bag. It is a simple metallic blue plastic with screws and a luggage Tag, I don't know what this is. This is like a name card holder. Oh, camera, focus. It's so shiny, it doesn't know what to do with it. Kind of reminds me of the Haunt Couture box with the way that this is like, the skelett is positioned. Maybe it's a reference to that. But it's cute sculpting, I just wish it had painted detail. And I gather it wraps around their body like this. I will not be putting this on them just because I don't like touching this material. It's weirdly rigid but soft at the same time, and my brain is not enjoying that, so it's just gonna go to the side now. Then we have Frankie's water cup, Steinley cup. It's, a nice glossy question mark? I don't know. It's like kind of metallic, but not. Blue plastic, very simple, lots of studs, rivets, screws, very, very simple. I always say that there's an elegance to simplicity, but some UV printing could have saved this sculpt. I don't know, like, compared to Laguna's water bottle... I'm sorry, I'm being mean to Frankie's accessories. Of course, we have this little apple pie, which is cute. UV printing does definitely work wonders for details because this would look so sad without it. I look forward to putting this with my other snacks and using it occasionally for photos because this is adorable. It's like a Hot Pocket, but it's an apple pie. And then, of course, Frankie gets new sunglasses. They have little chains on the side. At least to my knowledge, these are new. I don't know if they're a reused sculpt or not. If they are, I don't know what doll uses them beforehand. And they are a neon green, like yellow-green color that is used throughout Frankie's current color palette for this release. Then we have a reuse of this hairbrush for the third time. In this exact color, too, was from Buried Secret Series 1. So, welcome back, hairbrush, I guess. I mean, it's fine. It's a hairbrush. Their phone, however. Alrighty, I'm back from my organizer. Here is Frankie's Wave 1 phone. Sculpt front and back. This is seen in the Nickelodeon cartoon, and this is their new eye coffin case. Oh my god, it's huge. But they remembered a rear-facing camera for Frankie. Thank you, design team. I feel like I've been making fun of the eye coffins for literal years for not having rear-facing cameras, so this is the end of an era officially because they remembered it for all of them this time. And of course, here's how far we've come with the printing technique. New apps and widgets. Except for the skelett, everything is completely new. Frankie's got a new text app, a new science app or 3, and a little gaming app here, and a home button. They all have home buttons printed on, though. And then, of course, Frankie's final accessory, before we get to Watsy, are these scare pods. I believe these are a reused mold from Neon Fright's Twyla. Someone please correct me if I am wrong, and I will show you what they look like on Frankie, or at least what one of them will look like. I'm not going to display them with the AirPods on just because I don't have the desire to. But they just fit around the ear like so. Like, it's cute. Very easy to slip on. No peg required. I'm not going to display them with it just because when stock images leaked, the AirPods were the problem for me. I did not like them. And I still am indifferent on the subject. Actually, before I get to Watsy, I almost forgot to do this because Frankie's new bag does not register as a backpack to me, but here is a comparison for Frankie's school backpacks. Their first one is definitely, actually, cutest sculpt, cutest color palette. This is a good sculpt, but no. It's the worst one, unfortunately. It's just so small. There's no ability to store anything in it. It's just kind of sad. Lagoona can put things in her purse. Frankie can't put anything in theirs. Now, on to Watsy. Now, this is his new design. His little hair is like a separate piece of plastic, and it's like kind of glossy. Sparkly question mark? I can't tell if it has glitter in it or not. I don't think it does. He's got UV printing on his eyebrows. Finally, he filled them in. He remembered to do so. Mine's eye placement is fine. And this new sculpt for him is fine. I miss his wings so much. Oh my gosh. But, he's cute. He's back to the matte gray color after having not been it since Creep Over. And here's a comparison between the first Watsy and the new one, and of course the, as my friend calls it, homophobic version of Watsy in between. First one absolutely destroys the other two, but this is a cute sculpt. I actually like him more in person than I did in the stock pics. Now, for Frankie themselves. Boom. They are very pretty in person, and the reason I got them first, alongside Lagoona, is because I actually ended up really, really liking this outfit more than I thought I would. The more I saw of them, especially once people started getting them in pictures and in person and posting photos and restyles, or not really restyles, but like, boil washed with like their hair fixed up and everything, I was like, oh my gosh, they're so pretty. And this face is absolutely gorge. Like, wow. This is so cute. And people were harping on this Frankie for this makeup choice. They were like, wow, their lips are pink again. How original. Your lips are pink again. How original. It's so crazy to see how big G3 screenings have gotten since the very first batch. This is like, with Lagoona, it's not as noticeable because she's a fish and her eyes have always been big. No matter how many people whine and say that they're not big enough, they have always been large. But it's the newer eye size has been around since 2023. And anytime I put a newer Frankie next to my very first one, I'm always like, wow, they really did just up the eye size. It's the same eye size as the current core dolls that are on shelves at the moment, though. So fret not, they're not drastically larger, they're not bug-eyed monstrosities here. Their screening sizes are the exact same, it's just different makeup, and it makes it feel larger. Also, every time I get a new doll, I feel like the eyes are bigger than the last, but they generally aren't. It's just recency in the brain is a weird thing. Now, outfit-wise, Frankie is unfortunately wearing only 2 clothing pieces under this Pepto-Bismol pink belt. The skirt is nice. It is a nice fabric. This is like kind of a thick, canvasy material. It is very nice. And then we have the pleather skirt, the half skirt. Of course, the half skirt is all going to be one piece, and there's no sewn panty because Mattel, for some reason, can't do one thing correctly, no matter how many times I yell at them about it. Every video, every unboxing video, every doll with a skirt, I'm like, Mattel, sewn in panties. Please, I know you know how to use them. But they don't do it. They don't listen. They don't listen. They don't listen. It's like it's not in the budget or something. Maybe it's not. Maybe I'm asking too much. Maybe I'm spoiled. Maybe the 2010s spoiled me. Or maybe my expectations are actually just very reasonable because they've done it before, and it's just kind of weird when they don't do it. But the reason I say only 2 clothing pieces is because, unfortunately, their sweater vest and their shirt is all one piece. This is such a letdown, Mattel. Frankie usually has at least, at minimum, a 3-piece count outfit when it comes to fabric pieces. And I get that with the mesh sleeves, layering would have been kind of difficult, but I would have at least expected the white t-shirt to be a separate piece from the sweater vest, because Draculaura and Claudine both get to have 3-piece outfits, while Frankie all of a sudden gets knocked down to a 2-piece outfit. Lagoona I'm not mad at, because Lagoona has always had a 2-piece outfit throughout all 3 of her core releases. But Frankie, we just lose fabric pieces as we progress here. Or, well, we didn't lose them. We did, but, you know, we gained a fabric piece or two with this doll, and then we immediately lose, like, most of Frankie's fabric pieces here. If they had a one-piece outfit in Core Refresh 4, I would not be surprised. Now, this is kind of like a nothing burger thing to, like, note, because G1 Frankie's iconic signature outfit is just a one-piece outfit. So, you know, it's not like it's exactly uncommon, it's just I'm noting it because we have been spoiled by the previous two core releases. That doesn't make this release any worse or any better than them, but it is something that does bum me out a little bit because of restyle potential. Also, this belt, I don't hate as much in person, so I do believe they might get to keep it at least a little bit longer while I figure out what other belt to replace it with. I mean, I still hate the color. It doesn't match anything with them, and it's not closing in the back, so I think once I took it off for the first time, it decided, you know what, it decided its fate for it. Congratulations. Thank you for doing my work for me. Their new leg is fun. You know, I was very indifferent to it when we got stock images for it, and, you know, it's fine. I don't mind it. I don't hate it. I never did. You know, Frankie just changes their legs around, so, you know, it's not anything out of the ordinary or too egregious. Now, what is egregious is the shade of pink that these shoes have on the bottom. I mean, yeah, it matches their lips, but why would you coordinate your shoe bottoms with your lip color if it's such a nude pink? Like, is that a trend that I'm not aware of? I don't get it. I do like the pink in their hair, though. It's very subtle. It's very nice. This face. I'm such a fan of. Like, they're so pretty. I don't know how I feel about these earrings. I think these are my least favorite earrings that they've ever gotten. I mean, they're zippers. They're zipper pulls. It's not unlike Monster High brand, but, you know, I think we've had better Frankie earrings. But overall, this outfit is pretty fun. And then, of course, they have their little wrist watch, their little Casio watch, which is mandatory. Also, both Lagoona and Frankie seem to have the old hand pegs from early G3, so that's weird because I thought they were getting rid of those because they were getting too difficult for kids to remove. But whatever. What am I looking at? Is this all meant to be separate bracelets or one piece? I think it's meant to be separate bracelets, like layered on top of each other. It's cute. I like it. I do like the use of black in this outfit overall, and I think that's why I've come around to it largely, is the black does really work for it in person. The shoes, this is an okay sculpt. We've had better Frankie shoes, though. I will be switching these for a spare pair of Day Out Frankie sneakers because, personally, I don't like these. I'm not gonna be sugarcoating. You know, while I like the rest of the doll, I don't like these shoes. I don't super like these shoes. I don't know why. I'm just not connecting with them. They just feel lame compared to what Frankie's gotten before, which is odd because I have no qualms with the visual presentation of, like, the rest of this look. It's just the shoes and the belt that really particularly bother me. So that is interesting. Alrighty, now here is Frankie's fashion progression. I love that each of their 3 signature dolls has had new leg doodles on each iteration. I think my favorite leg goes to this one, and this one is still my overall favorite. Now that, like, it's so funny because I ranked this Frankie higher than this one in the, like, total signature doll ranking video. But lately, I've been favoring 2024 Frankie a lot. Now, this is a nice progression. I do think that this is an outfit evolution. Much like Lagoona's, this feels natural for Frankie's closet. I would love to mix and match these two dolls as they do. This feels a natural progression from this Frankie aesthetically. So it is very nice. Like, it's cohesive. These two can swap clothes, and I would not bat an eye. In fact, I think I might get another core refresh Frankie from 2024 just to give this one a jacket, because I do think that's what's missing here, is both previous versions of Frankie do have jackets available to them. This one does not. I mean, they don't need a jacket for a silhouette, but Frankie in a jacket is kind of iconic, and I do miss it. I do like when they have a jacket. It's just a fun accessory. Like, Frankie's a sweater jacket person. Like, come on now. Best belt, first wave. Best color palette, it's a tie between these two, because I do really love both of their color palettes. Best makeup, this one. Best hair, this one. And then this one's in second place, and this one's in third, and this one's only in third because the thatching, once you get to, like, towards the back of their head, has always been, like, kind of icky. Worst thatching I've seen. It's not even thatching. Although, looking at all three of them together, this is interesting. On the note of hair, it's so odd. This is the first Frankie G3 signature doll of, you know, the run where we've sacrificed the hair clips for something different hairstyle-wise. This is similar to Welcome Committee Frankie in terms of the silhouette it pulls off, but it is very different. Like, it's emulating the side shave from the live-action movie. Who am I picking as my absolute favorite? I'm actually gonna stump y'all and say that these two are tied for me right now. That's not just, like, recency bias or anything, it's just they genuinely complement each other so well that I can't pick between the two of them, and I have just been favoring 2024 recently. But that is interesting to note. Alrighty, well, that is all the time I have for you guys in this double feature. Personally, I think this is a very interesting direction that we're going in. I am on board for these. I like these dolls. I do love them. I like Lagoona more than Frankie, just because Lagoona's piece count annoys me less. Frankie, I'm gonna have to get used to in terms of, like, wow, their layers are not layered for once. They're just an illusion. It's weird, because that's, like, a standard Monster High thing to do, at least from G1, because G1 pulled that all the time. Like, G1 Ghoulia's signature outfit, that's not a shirt. That's a bodysuit. But it didn't bother me in G1 because it was the first gen, I guess, and then G3 is just so different with the way it handles clothing that, like, a lot of pieces are actually separate, so it's weird when they're not. I get that it's probably a budgeting thing, it's just I can't not voice it because this is a review and I'm gonna speak anything that comes to mind. So it's like, it's not that I hate it or anything, but, like, it's so interesting. Also, I just realized this side of Lagoona's skirt is, like, not serged, whereas this side, the back side, it, like, is at the slit. So that's, oh, it's on both sides. It's like it's intentional. Why would you not serge this edge? Why would you do that? But I do like these dolls very much. The only things I consistently dislike about the two of them is the shoes. The sculpts are fine. Lagoona's, I will give a pass because the pink matches the rest of the pinks used in her color palette. Frankie, the pink only matches their lip. It does not match any of the other pinks in this outfit, and therefore it is atrocious to me. Does not need to be that color, does not need to be on this doll. I will be finding them a different pair of shoes because that's going to bother the ever-loving crap out of me. But other than that, Frankie is a solid 8 out of 10. 8.5 actually, because I really like their face and their overall color palette. And Lagoona, I am going to rate at a solid 9 out of 10 because she is a cutie patootie. Now, if you'll excuse me, that is all the time I have for this video. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Oh god, I need to do an updated Lagoona and Frankie ranking video already. Didn't I just do Lagoona? Jeez.